I didn't start collecting till I really started working. Didn't have a lot of toys growing up. I was raised by my grandma and my mom, so they'd get me what they could. So when I started working, I started collecting. And I think what I went to first was G.I. Joe, because I always wanted G.I. Joes. I had very few G.I. Joes. I never owned any vehicles or anything like that growing up. So I just started buying everything I could, and it went crazy from there, because now I collect everything. Hot Toys figures, 1/6, statues, whatever appeals to me, I pick up and buy. My name is Gabriel. I'm an artist, sculptor for Scenario. We do construction for theme parks and rides. I'm a mechanic, went to school to be a mechanic. Didn't like doing that, but then started doing Star Wars stuff and costuming for myself as like a hobby, and then just got people paying me to do it, and then went off from there, building stuff, props, costumes, and then I landed a job in a special effects shop where I was working at doing commercials and movies, and we did a lot of commercials mostly, and that was really fun. So after I started doing that, I never looked back, making contacts. I could go from shop to shop, and wound up at the shop I am now through a buddy who started working there, and just love it there. Love working on the big stuff. I've done a lot of cool stuff. The thing I gotta say I think I'm more proud of that I've been a part of was building costumes for Lucasfilm for the red carpet. So when Star Wars came out again with the newest movie of the trilogy, I got to wear a costume and be on the red carpet. Got interviewed by Jimmy Kimmel live on TV, and for what we were doing, and that was really fun. We use about everything you can think of to do what we do. That's why we blanket term ourselves as artists. One day I might be painting something, and the next day I might be fabbing something out of stainless steel, or putting together props out of fiberglass shell, sculpting out of foam, just about everything you can think of. I'm 45 years old, so I've probably been collecting since I was about 18, but I guess I can say I've been collecting all my life, because I've held on to whatever I could as a kid. I don't really have any pieces now from when I was a kid, so I would say a good 35 years I've been really holding on to stuff. I think the first thing I actually bought myself when I got my first paychecks were Star Wars stuff that was on the shelves at the time, and then I discovered eBay, and I just started buying G.I. Joe figures in lots. So I would buy the junk figures nobody wanted, a bag of just parts, and I started just buying the O-rings and putting them together myself, and just started amassing my collection that way. I guess I have to say that my favorite line of toys would have to be G.I. Joe, second only to He-Man, but G.I. Joe has a special place in my heart because my grandma would take me to Save On, when it was still Save On, and get me a figure for $2 off the shelf. I mean, I love that between me and my grandma, that when we would go out together somewhere, she'd get me like one thing. Probably my first G.I. Joe I ever loved and I probably got was the Cobra Bat, Battle Android Trooper. Just an awesome figure. He's a robot, he's a droid, and in the cartoon he was always just destroying everything. I mean, they were unstoppable. I think with the huge variety of places you can buy stuff, we go to everything. I have 2 kids, so we hunt stuff together, but I think I enjoy the hunt, because even though I can get on eBay and find certain things I really want, I still like being able to go and walk the aisles and find something that we were like, cool, that's what we needed. It's not as easy to do nowadays because they're not produced the way they should be, but it's awesome to be able to just walk into a Target and buy something. But I will go to collectible shops. I like going to Frank & Sons or Kelly's, or there's a bunch of other places as we travel. Not often, but when we do travel, we'll look up toy shops in other states and hit toy shops in other states. But I like looking at small places that aren't really picked at a lot, or people don't go to a lot. Then you find like the good stuff. And for me, the good stuff is not the mint and packaged stuff. For me, the good stuff is like that bin of toys that somebody played with. I think some of my favorite things I pick up happen to be G.I. Joes who have kids' initials on the feet. because to me, I'm like, it has a story to it. It's been loved, and we like to add stuff like that to our collection. Whenever I acquire something new, nowadays, it's not as often when it's an actual older vintage stuff. So I kind of like wait to buy something because I don't want to spend as much money anymore. I can't. So when I do pick up something that I really wanted, it brings out the kid in me, and I feel like I did when I was 10 years old. And it's an awesome feeling to relive every time I get to buy something. I house my stuff everywhere. My house has stuff in every room. My living room and my toy room, which is a big room between my kitchen and my bathroom, is my main area where I get to put my shelves and do what I want. But my collection has slowly leaked into every room in the house, except for probably in the bathroom. I have a shed and garages where I have stuff in boxes that I don't even know what I have anymore, where it's just things I picked up, you know. It's a lot of stuff I can't bring out because I just don't have the room for it, and I wish I did. But I try to bring out what I can, what's more important to me, and what I want to see every day, you know, because after a hard day's work, I want to come home and see my stuff. Makes me happy. It gives me that this is my place. Maybe one day I'll win the lottery and I'll buy a mansion just for my collection. I think the two pieces I have, everything has sentimental value to me in my collection, but the two pieces that if I had to pick one, I couldn't pick one, so I'd have to say two. The Castle Grayskull happens to be one. I finally have one. I could have bought one years ago and never did. Finally got one, and it's just one of those pieces that as a kid I had maybe one He-Man figure, and I remember my grandma giving me a cardboard box to draw, because I always done art, and I used to draw Castle Grayskull on it and cut the little drawbridge out, and my Castle Grayskull was a cardboard box. So having one was like a big deal. My second grail that I thought I would never own was the G.I. Joe USS Flag, because a lot of kids thought it didn't even exist. So when I finally got one, and it's not a complete or mint one, but it's mine, it's just awesome. And my kids now, they play on it. I built it where it's on wheels and it can move around, so we use it, we have fun, we're enjoying it. And those are the two things I think, I really love having those pieces in my collection. Most of my friends, because I have friends, but not a lot of close friends. But my close friends known me for a long time, so they know what I'm into, and they like it. They come and they trip out on what I have, and they'll look at stuff and go like, wow, oh my God, I haven't seen that since I was a kid, or I can't believe that, or you still have that. But most of my friends are already used to what I have, so I don't seem crazy to them. People who don't really know me and then finally see what I have, most of the time people will be like, I can't believe you have all that. But my family's really cool with it. My mom is really supportive of it. She really has been an inspiration to get what you can and enjoy it now, because you never know when you're not gonna be here. So that's kind of how we live our lives. We want something, we get it, and we try to enjoy life right now. So I would have to say that everybody in my circle is pretty okay with what I do and what I have. I don't have a wish list per se. I think there are things I still want, but I kind of stopped prioritizing stuff or thinking that like, well, this is what I have to have if I have to have it, because I have a little bit of everything, and I think I've been lucky enough to been able to get the pieces in every single genre that I wanted or type of toy that I wanted that I just had to have. So I might only have 2 Transformers or 3 Transformers, but they're the ones that I had to have. And that goes with like a lot of stuff that I have. So I don't really have a wish list, because I guess it's just a difficult question to ask somebody who has a lot of stuff. If I could, it'd be like to have everything, but and that's not gonna happen. Hopefully in 20 years, I'll still be doing what I'm doing, because I love doing what I'm doing. And every day seems to be more of a challenge, and I love challenges, and I just keep doing more and experiencing new stuff at work as an artist. I've been able to do things I never thought I'd be able to do, and the future looks really good for that. And as a collector, I hope to always be collecting, because I think for me, collecting is not just storing stuff, they're memories to me. I can look at most of my stuff and remember where I got it or how I got it, and passing that on to my 2 kids now, and they do the same thing and they love collecting. I hope to be collecting forever with my kids and my grandkids and so on and so forth, for as long as I can.